Now, we will create a folder named FletX_Dynamic_Routing on the desktop. Inside this folder, we will set up a virtual environment and activate it. Next, we will install the latest versions of Flet and FletX. We will now open this folder in Visual Studio Code. We will create a main.py file and write a basic Flet app in it. Our basic app is working perfectly. Now, let's integrate FletX with it. To do this, we first need to import XApp and route from FletX. Now, inside the main function, we will initialize XApp. In XApp, we need to provide two parameters initially. The first parameter is page, where we will pass the page. The second parameter is routes, where we will pass an empty list for now. Here, a 404 view not found error message is displayed because we haven't added any view to the routes yet. To add a view, we need to create a view first. We will create a folder named views and add a file called home_view.py inside it. Inside this file, we will import Flet as FT and import XView from FletX. Now, we will inherit XView to create the HomeView class. In this class, we will define the build method, which will return FootView. Now, we will add a text field and a button to this view. We will take the user's name from the text field, and when the button is clicked, we will navigate to next view with the value from the text field. Now, to add HomeView to the XApp routes, we will import HomeView in the main.py file. We will use the route function to add HomeView to the routes. The route function takes two parameters. The first one is route, where we provide the URL where we want to display the view. For now, I will use /. The second parameter is view, where we provide the view to be displayed. In this case, I will use HomeView. Now, our view has been added perfectly without any errors. Next, we will create NextView. For this, we will create a file named next_view.py inside the views folder. Just like we created HomeView, we will inherit XView to create the NextView class. Similarly, we will define the build method in this class, which will return FootView. In this view, we will add text and a button. The text will display the name received from the URL, and when the button is clicked, it will navigate back to the previous view. In the on_click event of the button, we will provide the self.back method to navigate back to the previous view. Now, we will import NextView in the main.py file and add it to the routes. For NextView, we will provide a dynamic URL where we will specify the parameter name. Our URL will be /next/name. The name part will allow us to get the value of the parameter by using the name provided after the colon. Here, we will create a reference to the text field in the name variable so that we can send the value entered by the user as a parameter in the URL. Now, we will provide a lambda function in the on_click of the button. Inside this function, we will call the self.go method. This method works like page.go, but here we will pass the URL of NextView. In this URL, instead of the colon and parameter name, we will pass the value to be sent from the URL, such as the name entered by the user. Now, in NextView, we will get the value of the parameter from the URL and display it in the text. To do this, we will use the self.get_per method, where we need to provide the name of the parameter. Here, we will provide name as the parameter name. Woohoo! Our FletX Dynamic Routing app is working perfectly. Thank you so much for watching the entire video. Wishing you a wonderful and successful day ahead. Smiling face with smiling eyes.